guys, it's Ahmer here. So today we have another video where I went out to a local toy store and I decided to take advantage of a sale that they were having. So this is called Random Treasures. It's located in Rosedale, Maryland, and boy are they jam-packed with tons of items. So let's go ahead and see what I got. First of all, this place is located in Rosedale, Maryland. It's kind of one of those hidden gems where they have tons of items just jam-packed into one little area. They are actually going to be expanding in the future, so I am very excited for that, as I feel like they have so much stuff coming in and out that it would be great to have a lot more space. So this place has tons of cool collectibles. They have the modern stuff like Funko Pops, new released figures, they have lines of horror, wrestling, they have some video game characters, they have Flintstones, they have Batman, Marvel, just literally anything and everything, and they do have a section of video games as well. So they were actually having a sale, and I saw it on their social media, so I'll go ahead and drop their information below. So if you're ever in the area, you could go ahead and check it out, and you can also see what they post online because they do get tons of stuff in all the time. So I had a blast in here just kind of digging through some things. I went to this place around the holidays and I actually picked up tons of items that you may have seen in my little toy room tour video. So just complete shelves full of stuff. So every time I go in there I try and look for just different things that I'm collecting for. And one in particular, I really wanted to find something Rugrats, something Nickelodeon, as I have been reworking a few shelves in the toy area. So I'm just really proud of how that stuff is turning out. So, of course, I went in there just looking for a couple things, and I left with a few things. So before we go ahead and get into that, I'll just tell you about some of the things that you'll see when you walk in. So of course, once you walk in, you'll notice that they have showcases, they have just different stacks of items, they have different shelving areas as well. You kind of walk in, you see tons of the newer Funko Pops, there's tons of lunch boxes. Of course, you have some of the newer ones, some of the older ones. You have this showcase just full of glassware and just random items, so that is why they are called Random Treasures, because you literally see everything. I really like the puzzles that they had. They had that cool Street Fighter puzzle. That one was pretty neat, as it has some of my favorite characters on it. And then, of course, as you're going around the store, you see different showcases with some of the horror items in there. You see Masters of the Universe. It's just a little bit of everything, and nothing really has a rhyme or a reason. So I really like how you kind of have to walk around. Each time you walk around, you see something different. There's a little inexpensive area that just kind of has different items in there. You even see that M&M statue. You see all of these different characters. It looks like we have tons of Batman, and where we have tons of DC characters. Of course, everything's kind of jammed in real tight, but as you kind of dig, you notice a little bit more and more. And then I like how they have that Masters of the Universe display kind of hiding behind this wall. I really liked it because they had those little TV trays. And then I love the pile of board games there with Home Alone kind of standing out. Then we have an entire Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle section, which I had a lot of these figures already, but I was just shocked to see so many different vintage turtle toys there, along with some of the cases and then the new line as well. And then as you work your way around, they have some sections, so there is like a little toy section that has miscellaneous smaller toys. There's a whole entire aisle that's dedicated to dolls and Cabbage Patch dolls. Just a lot of stuff there, especially if you're into that and you collect those things. And then as you walk around, you'll notice that there are some VHS tapes. So I saw a lot of those, along with some vintage Pokemon books. And then I love this entire area that kind of had Power Rangers, a little bit of Ghostbusters mixed in there. But I love seeing these vintage Power Rangers. I'm just trying to go for some of the ones complete in the boxes. So I didn't really find anything in that particular area. But I just love how they don't really have a set area, as if you just keep digging, you'll notice more and more lines. You'll see some G.I. Joe in there, some Spawn characters, and then, of course, a little bit of the Ghostbusters at the bottom there. And then as we go on this whole wall, it's kind of dedicated to Star Wars. You see a lot of the figures complete on the cards. You just see a lot of the play sets as well. It's just really cool to see a lot of that vintage stuff. And then I love all of these lunch boxes. I saw this Tasmanian Devil one that I thought was pretty cool, as it kind of like stuck out. You have some Scooby-Doo as well. You see some more Looney Tunes. There's even a Barney one in there. Just so many different lunch boxes. I was looking for Batman, Power Rangers, just anything along those lines. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I didn't really see those. I did see some Pokemon tins and a few other things kind of jam-packed in here as well. Then we move on to a couple little things that are just cool that I saw. Some of these Star Wars characters, some of these vintage little displays right there, and little stuffed animals. We have a whole area dedicated to wrestlers. So we have some of those vintage style ones that are highly sought after, highly collectible. Just a bunch of different wrestling memorabilia in there, along with some DVDs and some movies. Then we have an entire area that has some more of the figures for wrestlers. We have some new lines of wrestlers. We have some vehicles at the bottom, just kind of mixed in there as well. And an entire wall over there that has some more Masters of the Universe, some He-Man stuff, a little comic area in the middle. We have some board games on top of the comics there. So of course there's some Pog, that Toon Sylvania Deluxe Laboratory playset. I feel like I remember seeing some of those things from back in the day. Little Zombies box set as well. Then we have a whole area kind of dedicated to video games. We have some cars, some little Hot Wheels and collectibles over there, but there are some strategy guides, a lot of video games, and just some pretty cool box sets. Of course, you see the front window over there, and everywhere you look, there's just stuff everywhere. So you really have to just keep going on and looking. You'll see Toys R Us Jeffrey, a little figure right there from the newer style Toys R Us. That's a pretty cool figure. Like I said, we have some of these strategy guides, and these are for some decent games like Grand Theft Auto, True Crime. We have Call of Duty. We just have a mix, even some Street Fighter I see in there, Resident Evil. So just a great mix of these strategy guides, some really great games right there. That's something that maybe at some point I'll have to collect a little bit more for, as I'll have to go through which ones I have. There's some Halo, some Gears of War, Mass Effect, and then some more Digimon. We have some of these Japanese toys kind of packaged. We have a whole set of those just hidden over there, just something that you don't expect to find. And then as we keep going through, you'll see that they kind of put some sets together, like we have the Simpsons figures kind of put together in a bag. We have a mixture of some Transformers and just some other little toys. A whole miscellaneous set. There's a Power Ranger in there, some Batman characters. Just literally everywhere you go, you just see more and more toys, just all throughout the entire place. Of course, they call it random treasures, as that's exactly how I felt the entire time that I was in there, just searching through everything. An entire set of Crazy Bones. I remember seeing those from back in the day. Even these board games, movie classics, VCR board game, back when that was a thing. Some superheroes, little displays where you could go ahead and put all of your figures in those collector's cases, just to keep them kind of set aside. Like I said, we have that Turtles TV tray. If it was in a little bit better shape, I probably would have got it, as that is definitely vintage right there from 1988. I love that TV tray. I'm pretty sure that I had that growing up. They had a whole set of a bunch of different ones. Then we have some more Cabbage Patch dolls, just a close-up of that little kid toy area, that where I found a lot of Nickelodeon ones and Rugrats ones the last time I was in there, and just pretty crazy to see that amount of stuff. And then of course at the top you'll notice that there are some box sets of some items. There's even some Bugs Life characters, a little battle wagon that is just jam-packed behind there. So of course it's not just an entire area of Barbies. You'll see a lot of different things mixed in as you kind of go around, but it is a lot of the Cabbage Patch kind of doll area in the back there. where you can just see a lot of the vintage figures and dolls. And then we have this entire section right here where you have all of them bagged up. You have all of these troll characters. So a lot of people used to collect those back in the day, but that's one thing that I didn't collect. And then even a random Buzz Lightyear just kind of in the mix. So that's actually really cool to see some Toy Story stuff. And then we have a whole area of just stuffed animals. We have tons of vintage plushies. Of course, Rocky and Bullwinkle. We have just tons of vintage ones kind of jam-packed in there. Winnie the Pooh. Just quite a few others. I saw some Pokemon ones. I even saw some newer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it's really crazy to see just an entire mix of some of the vintage ones. I had that Arthur growing up, except I had a little bit larger one. But it's just so crazy to see all of this stuff. And then even some more characters are over here. And then in the showcases in the front, you'll notice that we have tons of video games. They have just boxes of them. So you'll see a great mix of Nintendo. You'll see some PlayStation in there as well. So more of the higher end titles or some of the more expensive games are kind of mixed in here. And then just an overview of where the actual display is on the front cabinets. You'll just see all of those new released items just making their way up there. A lot of those horror items are just so amazing to see. And you could just see in this case as well, they have some more G.I. Joe characters. So literally everywhere that you look, even as you're getting ready to check out, there's just stuff jam-packed everywhere in these showcases. So to go on to what I actually found while I was there, so everything was on sale. There was an extra percentage off, especially if some of the items have been sitting for a while. So a couple things that I actually picked up. We have this little box set right here, this carded figure. So this was actually on sale as well, and I only paid a couple dollars for everything here. So this, we have this Earthworm Jim character. Of course, it's not one of the major characters like Earthworm Jim himself, but this is Princess What's-Her-Name. So it's crazy that they named her this, but I just love the animation style, the graphics, the design, everything, those hand-drawn graphics of Earthworm Jim back in the day. Playing it on the Sega Genesis, and then of course I have it on the Super Nintendo, as I'm going for a full set. So this is actually really cool. This is in pretty decent shape as well. I just have to kind of dust it off. It says spring-loaded bug launcher. So here on the back it shows you all the other characters that you can collect. I think it would be pretty cool to collect some of these video game characters and just try and go for some more sets. And then of course I decided to go for these figures as well. Not really too sure why, but I actually enjoyed this movie. So right here we have these Flintstones characters. So here we have this motorized cave car. Pull them back, turn them loose, and let them rip. So of course we have Fred Flintstone right here. He's just in this little Flintmobile. But this one is a little bit different. This is the Sabertooth 5000 from the movie. And then we have this one as well. So all of these, like I said, were just a few dollars. So this one is the actual Flintmobile with Fred Flintstone. So we have a couple of these different car sets in this little line of figures that I am now collecting for, as I have a Flintstone shelf. And then we have these characters. These are a little bit odd looking, but I figured I'd get them. This is Lawn Mowing Barney. Barney's the name, Yardwork's my game. So of course it comes with all of this stuff in here. You have the lawnmower, and this is just pretty crazy that you have all of this included. It says Lawn Mowing Barney. It has everything on the back, some more of the different characters that you can collect. These odd shaped, wacky characters from that movie. But I really enjoyed that back in the day. And then we have this one right here. So of course we have to have Big Shot Fred. So this one says the Willstone Golf Bag and Club Cellular Phone. So here you have some of these extras included in here. And I figured that they would look great on my little Flintstone shelf that I'm building. As you'll see in another video, that big toy store that I went to, Eternia Dreams, I scored some more of those Flintstones glasses. And then of course, this right here, I was looking for some more of these VHS tapes to add to my Rugrats collection. So here we have Dr. Tommy Pickles. It says 5 Rugrats Remedies. So this is pretty awesome that I was able to find this as well. They do have quite a bit of things, and last time I went, I scored even more stuff. So I'm definitely excited for them to open up a larger store where they can kind of get some more things jammed in there, maybe have a little bit more room as well to kind of just keep going through a lot of the items. So I definitely had a blast, and I had a lot of fun in that store. Even though it is kind of jam-packed together, they just have so much stuff, and each time you go, you never know what you might find. So let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about these pickups. Do you collect any of these items as well? And let me know in the comments below if you will actually go there or if you have ever been there before. So of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.